So living in the West can be very expensive, depending on your what you like, where you are. You know, for example, here in the UK, things are very expensive, and sometimes you just want to find ways that you can be able to save money, so then you can invest back in the motherland. Because actually, this video is for those people or that person that wants to invest back in the motherland. So if your interest is to invest in the motherland, then welcome. So sometimes you wonder how can you save, being that, for example, here in the UK, there's so much expenses that uh, you want to pay your rent, you want to pay your, if you're driving, you want to pay your car insurance, you want to pay road tax, you want to fuel your car to work, coming, like you want to, for example, if you're going to work or using public transport, you want to buy a ticket if you're using a train or a bus, and these things can be, when they add up at the end of the month, can be, they're very expensive. Like life in the West is not very, it's not cheap. You know, sometimes I feel like in the West we're just living to pay bills. You know, just living to pay bills, and if you have goals, if you're watching this video, it means you have a goal to invest back in the motherland, to invest in Africa. So you can be very frustrated because at the end of the month, there's little uh, that you even you can put aside to be able to to invest back in Africa, in the motherland. This channel, I talk about investing in the motherland a lot because I feel like as diasporans we have this opportunity to be able to take the advantage that of the resources that we can acquire while we are in the West. You know, like for example, recently here in the UK, they they trying to come up with the laws that will deter people from coming to the UK, and also to make it hard for people that are already in the UK, the immigrants, uh, to be able to like live a decent life without having to worry. You know, they just want to make things hard. So this is a situation where I always say, in these circumstances, when things become so hard, maybe you are, unfortunately, sometimes you find yourself in a situation where you're fighting legal battles that are to do with immigration, and this things can be very, very, very frustrating. And what you want is just to relocate back to the motherland, but it becomes a trouble or a problem to relocate back to the motherland because you haven't saved enough, or the money that you've saved you've used to in fighting these legal immigration battles. You paid your lawyer. You've if you have to appeal, you pay the fee. Like there's so much money that you've spent to be able to. So it becomes very hard. This is why I advocate for my brothers and sisters, those who are from Africa, is that we invest from the onset, from the time we land in the UK or whichever country in the West that you're listening from, is to invest back in Africa because in this circumstance, if there's a change of laws, there's a change of regulations, you can say you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about anything. You know, you can say, "Oh, I have investments. In my investment can if I can maybe earn me $1,000 a month in Africa. If you have $1,000 a month, your investment is uh, uh, what do you say, income, residual income. It's like passive income that you don't need to work, but obviously you have to be doing something to avoid boredom. So you have a passive income that is coming from like $1,000 a month. That's a lot of money. You can live very comfortably. So how can we achieve this? How can we establish a business, or it can be a real estate, whatever that each and every one of us have our own interests. So what how can you manage uh, to accomplish your mission in the diet of building something back in Africa. So one of the things is we want to try and minimize our spending or cut some of the unnecessary expenses that we actually don't need. For example, if you are someone that is very very serious, for example, buying a car on credit, if you're very serious with your dreams of going back to the motherland, then this is for you. Like wanting to have the latest car every 2 years or every 3 years, then your dreams of investing back in the motherland will not come to pass, because how can you or how can I waste so much money, $500 for example a month, paying for a car for, let's say, 5 years? How much is that? It's like I don't know how much of it, but that's a lot of money. In a year, I think that's $6,000. 500 times 12, about $6,000. You're paying every month. So that's a lot of money that you can save, to 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 help you invest in the motherland. You know. So does it hurt? Like, is it so painful to buy a car cash, a second-hand car? If you're someone that is very serious with your goals, or if I'm very serious, I'll go for a second-hand car. I don't care. Sometimes we go for these things because of we want to look like someone else. We want to be like someone else. But at the end of the day, they don't really care about us. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. Everyone, all you know. So we want to please other people while we are suffering. You know, £500 a month or dollars a month going to the car dealers, they're the ones getting profit. You know, they're the ones get. And worse enough, sometimes some of these cars, at the end of the period, there's different agreements. At the end of the period, you have to return the car back and maybe get another one to replace the one that you just returned, or pay for it at the end, which also at the end of it, if you have to buy the car, it becomes it's expensive. You know, you could have used that money to buy a second-hand car at the beginning. So there's some financial decisions that people make that, as Africans, if you really are serious of like about wanting to invest back in the motherland and have a time freedom, like have a social life, and like back in Africa we have so many things, so much advantage, the social life, everything. And another thing is, if you have to buy a phone, don't buy a phone on credit. Like buying a phone for $1,000 for example, and paying it on credit, like you don't even have the cash, so you're spending the money that you don't have. uh so for example, I'm using my phone to actually do this video. This phone cost me about £70, so I bought this phone once and for all. I don't need to pay anyone. I don't need to pay anyone money on a monthly basis for, like, I don't know, 2 years, £1,000. Like, I don't really. So if you go to eBay, like I went bought this phone, you go to eBay, you find a phone for even $100, even $150, $200. So you don't need to be a slave to the system. You don't need to be a slave to anyone's. No one has to uh, benefit from your money. So I think that we just need to make wise decisions. So this money that we are saving, we don't use it. We are going to use this money to invest in the motherland. You know. One other thing is, like here in the UK, if you're someone that every time you just go to the car wash for them to wash your car, like here in the UK, I see that if you go to the car wash, uh, it's £20. It's £20 to wash a car, or more. So they have self-service car washes where you can wash your car for maximum £5. You know, or £10. But you can use £5 to wash your car if you're washing it on a regular basis, like every weekend. Just go there, £5, wash your car. So this way, we just want to save money. We just want to save money to be able to uh, invest back in the motherland. You know, there's so many things that we can do. You know, for example, also like if you are subscribing to like movies or let's say Netflix. If you are very serious, I'm only talking to those who are serious. Sometimes we have to deny ourselves. We have to deny ourselves to, if you really want something, you must deny ourselves. We must sacrifice. Mm. For example, that Netflix, why don't you just stop that subscription and that money, use it to as a part of your investments? For example, if a Netflix is 15 pound, 15 pound a month, for example, you know, or maybe $18, I don't know, 15 pound a month here in the UK. I don't know how much, but I'm just roughly estimating. Maybe 15 pound a month, and in a year that's like 180 pound. Well, you might say that's not a lot of money, but if you, for example, you want to build your house in the motherland in Africa, that's money that you can use to buy sand. You can use to buy. It can be a part of. You can use it to buy something as to help you. You know. So I do think, I know things are very hard in the West, but we have to come up with ways which we can use to uh, save cash to help us invest back in Africa. There's so many ways. I believe there's some other expenses that, if you look carefully at your expenses or my expenses, there's things that you can actually cut on, and you know. Also, for example, for example, having to eat out all the time. You know, the money that you are eating out all the time. You know, if you just buy groceries and cook for yourself, that money you can also use to as a part to help you invest back in the motherland. You know, so we have to go through. We have to sacrifice to be able to get something. There must be a sacrifice to be able to. Nothing comes easy, and sometimes your friends can look at you and say you're crazy, but at the end, because we want time freedom, we don't want to work until we are about 60 or 70. Then someone should dictate to me or to you that now at 65 you should retire. I retire at my own, when I say I need to retire. You know, so I don't think we should be so comfortable that we agree with what how the system wants us to live. Like go to school, get a job, work hard, and hopefully at the age of 65, God willing, if we are still alive, retire, have enough pension to help you go through the retirement age. Enjoy your money while you're, you know, old. So I don't believe in that system. That's why I advocate for everyone to, let's invest back in the motherland, and I believe we can retire at our own time. Thank you for watching my video. It's always nice to have you. Please don't forget to subscribe and share and like. Thank you so much, and God bless your hustle. Whatever it is that you're doing in the motherland, I believe it will succeed. Thank you.